The wondering mind. The wondering mind. The wondering mind.
Where the mind wanders. Boy. What the fuck is up, everyone? It's your boy Kevin, motherfucking G, back in the building. We're in the corner office, I should say, for another great and exciting episode of the Wondering Mind podcast. Where
the mind wanders.
The mind wanders. I, of course, am your sexy, long-dicked host, Kevin G. Some refer to me as everyone's favorite Midwest Mexican. Some, I'm trying to get this to stick. Call me the long-haired Joe Rogan. Okay? How's that sound?
You know, long-haired Joe Rogan, he don't even have hair at all.
The long-haired brown version of Joe Rogan. And that lovely voice you are hearing, ladies and gentlemen, is none other. You know her. She's here. She's been on this podcast more times than any other reoccurring guest.
Yeah, because you're stuck with me, ho.
Yep, that's true. You thought I was going to do something else. Look, she thought I was going to say something bad. But let's just... Oh, Maria. This is Maria. Okay, Maria G.
Everybody fucking knows who it be. Y'all already know. It's your girl Marie Guadalupe's up in this bitch.
You got to let them know. Let them know your name. That way they put some respect on my name.
Yeah.
Today, we have a great episode, okay? Today, we're going to talk about a little something. You feel me? A little bit more serious. But that's okay. I'm a serious man, ain't I? Okay, before we get too deep into the weeds, let's just finally announce. I'm gonna announce it here. I announced it on my Facebook and on my Instagram, but we are finally on all major audio platforms. That includes Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you get. That's all the major ones I know. Anywhere you get your podcast, you get me. I am there, like your primo that you didn't invite to the party. Okay. I'm there. So if you guys don't want to see my ugly face on YouTube, it's no longer a YouTube exclusive podcast. I got a watery mouth. Now, you can listen to me while you run. You can listen to me while you're shitting. You can listen to this voluptuous sound.
When you're yanking it.
Well, maybe. Yeah, sure. When you're I don't know why you would be yanking it to audio. I mean, that's a little weird. But if you are one of those freaks that like to yank it to my lovely sexy voice, all streaming platforms, just type in Kevin G, the Wondering Mind podcast. Okay. I know you're like, Kevin, I thought it was the Wondering Mind podcast. What happened? Apparently, there's another lady who decided she wanted to use my name, not my name, the Wondering Mind, but she didn't put the Wondering Mind podcast. You get me? And I've been doing.
How'd she do it?
What do you mean? She put the Wondering Mind.
Really?
Yeah, there's a podcast out. It's not that one. I am not the Wondering Mind. Okay, mine is Kevin G, the Wondering Mind podcast. Okay, and I did some research. You feel me? Because I don't like people taking my shit. I've been doing it for 3 years longer than she has.
Yeah.
She started last year in 2020.
She fucking took our name.
I've been doing it since 2017. As you can tell, she has like maybe 20 or 30 something episodes. This is episode 87 or something like that. You get me? So obviously, I'm the OG Wondering Mind podcast. Speaking of, Maria.
What up?
This art piece. If anybody's wondering about the new art piece we have here, this is the artist that created this masterpiece. For those of you wondering, well, ¿quién es la Maria? But you're only showing her off because of her art? Yes, this is the lovely, talented, highly skilled artiste, Marie Guadalupe. First and foremost, Maria, thank you for this piece of art.
Oh, you're welcome.
It was a collaboration. Not really collaboration, but I asked for certain things, and then I asked her if she could like paint things certain colors, and she nailed the artwork beautifully. Look, you got the Wondering Mind podcast, like melting, but you could read it's a little trippy. She did this. You see my face? Look at how badass that fucking logo is, man. That you could tell that's me right away. That's amazing. How do you do that?
What?
What made you just come up with like this whole
With your
piece?
face and stuff and everything? Well, you know,
A little
I
closer
don't
to the
know.
microphone.
Like, it just kind of like popped in my head. I don't know. It's you telling me like, okay, well, I want this and then I want that.
But you didn't have like, you just went with the flow. It wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna plan this out. This is gonna be purple. This boom boom.
No,
boom.
I just kind of whatever the hell came to mind.
So look at that. A true artist. There's no such things as mistakes. Just
Only
happy little
happy?
accidents.
Mhm.
Shout out to the homie Bob Ross.
Bob Ross.
But yeah, for any of you wondering, you could contact Maria at.
At where? Oh,
I was gonna say, put your Instagram.
I think it's 1218 Maria.
Hey, if not, follow me. I'll tag her. Okay, she's the one.
Yeah.
She's the one tagged in all my in all the masterpieces that she creates. Because she's not only an artist, she also does animations for me, and she also does graphic designs. You get me? So Maria is a multi-talented, skilled individual who, you know, I'm serious. If you need,
You're praising me too much, boy.
hey, you gotta pray. You can't praise him high enough. You get me? She likes to downplay that she's good, but obviously this weekend everybody told her how amazing her skills are. Okay, I'm telling her you're gonna have to start sharing some of your art pieces on your Instagram.
Look, this is what I was thinking. I've been thinking about it a lot too, like the past 2 days. I've been thinking about maybe making like another Instagram account just with my art pieces, you know, digital art.
Yeah.
Or just like just paper art, just the old school drawing, you know, pencil,
Any
whatever, anything. Honestly, yeah, even animations. I don't know. I'll just probably do some shit like that. That's what I was thinking about doing.
That's a great idea, I think. I mean, that way you got a personal account. That's how I have it. You get me? I have a personal Instagram, which is mine, but then I have another Instagram, which is the Wondering Mind podcast, which go ahead and subscribe to my Instagram, the Wondering Mind podcast. Podcast is spelled with a 0. There you will find anything and everything having to do with the Wondering Mind podcast. But if you want to go ahead and follow me on Instagram, my regular Instagram profile is El Kevin Guerrero. Okay, that is me on El Instagram. Also on Twitter, but I ain't really that active on Twitter, right? It's like STDs. I don't really catch them too often, but Facebook, Kevin G. Guerrero. Boom. That's all my fucking major platforms that I'm on. Yeah, that's a real good idea. You should definitely make another Instagram for all your art pieces. She has a lot.
I have a whole bunch, but it's just I've been just kind of unsure about myself with the art pieces, and I'm like, I don't know. It's just amateur shit.
Maria's a little shy, like I said. She downplays her art pieces, but they are amazing. Okay, definitely make a new Instagram and upload a lot of those pieces that you create because they are great, okay? And that's not just me saying it because I sleep with her. That's me saying it.
Oh, hell no, the way you said it.
And that's me saying it, you know, just a real motherfucker. It's beautiful art piece. And I love it.
Thank you.
And one more time, thank you for this show art.
Oh, you're welcome very much.
All right, that's all the business part of this podcast we had to get out of the way. Okay, now let's get down to the nitty gritty. Right, last week, Vipont asked me a very, very good question. I didn't have time to fully answer it and fully get into the details as to. Let me just say the question. Right, he asked me, "Why are you so happy and free?" And you know, I gave a little funny answer, but over the past week, you know, it's been itching at me. You know, it's been stuck in my head, and I'm like, why am I so happy and free? You get me? I took a long introspective look at myself, and I said, let me look back as to who I was and why I am this way. So listen, this is just a few key notes that I was thinking. Right? Don't mind me if I'm looking at my pieces of paper. I like to be prepared because I have a wandering mind.
Yeah.
But okay, this weekend, right? I saw a movie. I seen it before back like what was it? Early 2020, I believe. That movie is Out of Omaha, and I originally didn't know that movie. Omaha is a place here in Nebraska. It's the biggest city I say we would have here in Nebraska, right? Mm-hmm. So that movie, I remember when I first watched it, like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
This movie, like, you remember, I was hella affected by this movie because it was like I was seeing my own life living through them. Because if you guys don't know what Out of Omaha is, it's about two twin brothers who are like they document their entire life, I believe from 2012 or 11, something like that, all the way to 2017. So they just show the progression of how their life is going and showing like what they want to do and how they're getting there.
Yeah.
But all the while, you see all the trials and tribulations that they have to go through, all the bullshit, you know, the false cop arrest that, you know, somebody pinned them for a rape or something they didn't do. Another person went to prison for not snitching and it was just, you know, and these were just like kids caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time. The major thing that really affected me, because after this movie, you remember I was in tears. I was crying because I was that fucking affected by this movie. The reason I was in tears is because it hit so close to home. You know, the message was, even if you know that what you want to be, right? They wanted to do rap. They wanted to, you know, go out there and create things. But even after they know what they want to do, they don't know who to go to. They don't have any support. They don't have a mentor. They don't have a place where they could go, like, actually have a chance at becoming that. They were rapping inside of a closet. If anybody knows me, you know I was rapping inside of a closet too. You get me? That was back in the day.
Young Kai.
Shout out to Young Kai. And this is why it affected me, because those children, those kids, like I tell you, they document them when they're young all the way up until they're older people. So it's like it's a culmination of like 5 or 6 years of them growing up. And then as I was watching after that movie, I started thinking back to my life, and I was thinking about how, let me see, I also was a creative child when I was younger. You get me? I was thinking back in 4th grade. I started off drawing comics. I was huge into comics. I would just grab notebook paper and then like just start drawing lines so I could have little
the little spaces.
Yeah, little squares so the next animation goes. But nobody, you know, in 4th grade, nobody wanted to inspire me to keep going. Nobody told me, keep doing this. It's a good idea. Nobody. So I just went through life, keep going. And then I reached middle school, right? And if anybody knows who Kevin G is, I've always loved video editing, anything having to do with cameras, everything, okay? So this is me with 7th grade. Me in 7th grade, I heard they had a talent show, right? Y'all remember the fucking talent show? So I was like, I'm going to enter, right? And, you know, this is me. My little balls haven't even fully dropped yet, but I'm like, I'm going to enter the talent show. What was my talent?
Sucking dick.
Besides that, I was like, what is my fucking talent? So then I don't know how, you get me? I don't know who told me, but somebody told me you could rent a camera from the library. And and you know, back in those days, it wasn't just those little camcorders that, hey Billy, it was
those gigantic ones, like the ones that they would use like news reporters.
The news reporter type cameras that have a full VHS tape inside.
The old school ones.
That's what I started off with. So I went to the librarian and I told her, hey, can I borrow a camera? Can I get a... So then she's like, yeah. So she gave me this giant camera. Me in 7th grade, it's about the size of my whole body. And she gives me a VHS tape that I had to record over. I don't know what the fuck was on it. But I decided I was going to join the talent show, and I was going to show some sort of video. So I got like a group of friends, right? Y'all, I don't know if y'all motherfuckers remember. I don't remember who all was there, but one of them was me. Another one was Rolando, and you know, if y'all remember who the other people were, remind me. But what we did was we were doing crazy stunts. So we were inspired by like Wild Boys, Jackass, all of those crazy things. So we started like doing sketches. Like we would be doing crazy stunts. Like one of them, it was during the snow. So in one of them, I laid down in the snow, and it was like, it's pretty high. The snow gets pretty high here in Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
So I laid down, and my homie Rolando gets on top of the bathroom, you know, like the porta potties where they keep the porta potties in there.
Yeah.
He climbed on top of the roof, and then he frog splashed onto me. He went, so I was just laying down, and he fucking just frog splashed on my body.
Oh.
If you guys don't know what a frog splash is, he pretty much he jumped off the roof, belly to belly on me from the ground. And
It's like a belly flop,
yeah,
basically.
Yeah, belly flop onto another person.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the type of shit we were doing. Another one that I remember I had a Red Bull, and I put a little on the snow, and then I said, okay, you guys record this. So then I had them record like, hey, what is this yellow stuff, guys? And then I grabbed a big handful and start eating it.
No fucking way.
Yeah, like it was just like craziness. So anyways, I get all of that. And one quick thing before I say, in order to edit, there is no editing, right? There is no edit. It's not like I'm gonna upload this to the cloud or whatever. If I wanted to like edit, I had to rewind and film over what I just filmed. So I have to hope that I'm not covering up any other footage. That was the original Kevin G who had to do that much work.
Damn, that's a lot of work.
So I enter the talent show. I remember this, right? And then I give them my VHS tape, and I'm like, here you go. So like, oh, what's this? And I'm like, it's my talent. So like they slip it into the
VHS, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they have everybody in the auditorium watching the talents.
Yeah.
So then my talent comes up, and they drop down the projector, the screen is up, and then boom, everybody is watching my creation, right? That was the first time little Kevin G ever created any type of like movie, film, any type of content.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in the back with the dude who put it in the projector, right? And I felt I was just, little 7th grader. I'm just watching everybody laughing, enjoying themselves, having a fucking blast. You get me? It was nothing but claps, rounds of applause, and happy times. And, I'm in the back, like I have a tear in my eye. I'm like, oh my God, they like it. And then at the end, I didn't know this, but apparently there's an award for the best talent.
Mm-hmm.
So the principal gets on stage, and she's like, oh my, that was quite the video, right? Because it was crazy, right? It was nothing but friends doing the craziest shit. We even took the name Monkey Boys from Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Really?
We were going to name it Monkey Boys. We might have. I don't remember what the name ended up being, but one was Monkey Boys because of that episode in Ed, Edd and Eddy. So the principal is on top of there. And then she's like, well, a lot of great talents. We have a lot of talented middle schoolers here. And then she's like, but only one could win this iPod Shuffle. Do you remember that old school white, like USB type iPod Shuffle?
Was it like the smaller ones or the other ones?
The long,
the long skinny ones, huh?
Yeah, that have a built-in flash drive you just put in your computer.
Yeah.
I ain't never owned anything that fancy. Right?
And that was considered a fucking baller back then, huh?
It's an Apple product, right?
Mm-hmm.
I seen that little white stick, and I was like, oh my God, I gotta have that shit, right? She has it in the box. I remember it was a slick box. It looked beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, okay, well, how many people think it was down to me and some other dancer? It was a dancer.
Were you gonna say another bitch?
No, yeah.
I saw your mouth. It was me and another.
So then I was like, this is how they do it. You know how they do it? Like, how many people think she won?
Oh yeah, the whole clapping shit or
like,
yelling.
And then she looks at me. She's like, how many people think he won? And then the entire fucking auditorium just went, whoa! Started going crazy, right? I got like a standing ovation for my creation.
Shit. Oh, it rhymed.
Hey, I'm the best rapper, Young Kai. We talking about it.
Okay. Ya te crees.
That's because I rapped in the closet. Still haven't come out.
Okay. Lame as fuck.
So there I was, happier than a motherfucker, taking it all in, right?
Yeah.
No, he says so. I didn't do this, but this is what I felt like doing.
Just doing that.
Give it all to me, right? I loved the praise. I loved the limelight. I loved everything to do with it. And I believe this is a big part as to who and what I ended up doing later on in life. But she hands me that little iPad. I remember just looking at it. I seen the little white stick, and I was so happy.
Wait, so then she was the one, the whole crowd finally decided to...
I'm telling you, the whole crowd gave me a standing ovation. And then like the...
Ooh, you weren't nervous or anything? Like, you didn't feel shy?
Nah, to be honest, like, I was still riding off the high that they were cheering for my video. So I'm like, they really love me. So, you know, I get up on stage, and then that little dancer danced her way back to the fucking backstage. Like, get your ass out of here.
Yeah.
That was one of them, right? That was my talent. You know? And where are we at? Boom, boom, boom. And from there, right? This is where things start to get a little sad, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is where a tear might come out for some of you guys, right? So I continued down my path of video editing. Anybody who knows me knows I have never stopped creating content. From that time I was bit from Whittling the Talent Show. From then on, I was all about video editing, creating videography, anything having to do with that.
Film.
However, no one, not one teacher, not one counselor, not anybody that your tax-paying dollars ever helped me out with any sort of extracurricular activity, such as video editing or nothing. Mm-hmm. Everyone did not help. But
so, hold on. So, like, as far as, like, helping you getting into, like, evolving more of your skills?
If they were seeing, like, I'm interested in video editing and all of that, they never pushed me to actually do better. You know, if they see people, oh, you should join the drama club. Oh, you should do I was never offered any of that. They just, you know, I was skipped on. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you what they did do. I remember this one time in class. This is back in high school. I was making videos. You get me? That's back when I was speaking it. You guys remember, like, we're speaking back into the camera, talking advice and shit like that. This is what your taxpayers' dollars did instead, right? This teacher pulled up my videos I was uploading on YouTube, and he played it in the entire class, and he was just straight talking shit to me.
Damn.
The entire you know, I'm embarrassed. I'm like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
And he's like, look at him. That's Kevin right there. Look, ha ha. And then the entire class is just laughing, and then just like straight like putting me down, right? Yeah. And that really affected me because I loved making videos, right? And this teacher, this is your taxpayer. This is the person that's supposedly going to enlighten your child, that's going to develop them to become a better person.
Yeah.
He is mocking me and making me feel so depressed in front of the whole class that, you know, I quit video editing. I deleted the videos, and I was crushed. I was devastated because I was like, you know, I was like, what the fuck? This is an adult doing it to a child. And then, you know, I didn't really upload that much. That was back, like, when I was about to graduate. That was when I was, like, a junior, right? Mm-hmm. So then, like, I stopped. You get me? This motherfucker really, really hurt me, right? So then I went into college. And then I was like, I got re-inspired. Like, oh, maybe that was just high school, man. I really love video editing, man. I love making content.
You have that itch.
It, like, the whole time, you know, when it's always on my mind, right? When you really love something, you think of it constantly, and I would always have that bug. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm out of the community. I'm out of this place. This is probably the place. So then I go to college, right? Mm-hmm. And then I continue my career at video editing and creating my own content. And then one day I walk into class, and you would think it was deja vu. The college professor,
he did the same shit.
Pulls my videos up in the entire class and is like, look at this guy. Ha ha. Look at how dumb he is. Look. And then just straight completely clowning me again to the entire. This time, it's not your taxpayer dollars. This time it was my money being used to ridicule me in front of the entire class and then just talk shit.
Yeah.
And the first time you thought I was crushed, the second time, oh, that one hurt. You get me? Because this is where I finally thought I was my own man. You know, You think you go to college to become who you really are, who you really want to be. You're supposedly going to college to finally be free and find yourself.
Yeah.
All of the same bullshit again, right? Boom.
High school all over.
Completely. Again, crushed
Or
me.
middle school.
No, high school.
That was high school?
Yeah, and then back at college. And then I'm like, what the fuck? You get me?
Mm-hmm.
Hold up. Where are we here? Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And that's college. Okay. Now, keep all this in mind. Remember, keep this all in mind. And this is all because of why I am so happy and so free. Remember that. This is still the message.
Mm-hmm.
Let me bring it back to middle school. Okay. Keep all this energy. In middle school, this is when I was in like 6th grade, right? Normally, they would take children to entertaining places like the zoo, like the park, maybe Washington, D.C., right? For those of you that are, I know I have a whole new lot of new subscribers and shit, so I'm going to retell this story just real quick. Back in middle school, instead of taking us to some sort of like fun-filled place that will inspire us to like do better and want more in life, they put us all on a bus, right? This was like about like maybe 10 or 11 of us. You know, I didn't really know where we were going. Mm-hmm. They just told us, get on the bus. We're going to go on a class trip. So we jump our happy asses up on that bus. They take us, to the capital, right? I'm like, oh, the state capital, not Washington, D.C.
Oh, yeah.
To the state capital. And then I'm like, oh, there's a capital. Wow, we're going to see it.
Then they make a turn.
Drive right past the state capitol and right into the state penitentiary. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. They took middle schoolers, 6th or 7th grade year olds to the state penitentiary.
So they took that was a 6th grade trip.
That was a 6th or 7th grade trip. That's what in middle school. They took us to the state penitentiary and to go speak with inmates that are behind bars. These animals, instead of having, inspiring us to do better, they wanted to instill fear so that we don't become them. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, this is what I was always thinking. What would inspire a child more? To see what else is out there, what possibilities you could actually achieve, and seeing what you can become and do. Or you could do the fucked up lazy way and take him to the state penitentiary and be like, yeah, you're going to know this guy if you keep going down this road.
Shit.
I'll repeat to you what this inmate said, because we were in there with those inmates for a while. They're just across the table from us. And this inmate, he was like, if I see you back in here, you and I are going to be real good friends. Some huge fucking bald white guy. And I didn't know what he meant at the time. I thought he was like legit being friendly. I was like, yeah. You get me? Because I was still real young. And I didn't, I was scared. I didn't really grasp what was going on. I wasn't really that naughty of a child. You get me?
It's because they saw you were being too creative.
You would think that a person who has no criminal record, a person who was not really that bad, is just bad at school, because because
you're just a creative kid.
I'm a creative child, plus I'm also a child of an immigrant. So I had to learn English. I had to learn Spanish first and then English. So I had challenges. I didn't really capture everything right away. They had to explain a little bit more, which they didn't. You get me? They decided not to, because they're like, oh, this motherfucker's stupid. Just throw him away. So that's what they ended up doing with me. So they took, that trip was another big reason as to my development as a child, right? Okay. And then, I was completely devastated. And then all of that is an accumulation. Hold on, let me turn off my phone. All of that is an accumulation as to where I ended up later on, right?
Yeah.
Put that in my face. So there I am, right? Let's say, what is it, 10 years later, staring in court, staring at the judge in the eyeballs. And he's just looking at me. This is when I got caught up. When I got caught hustling, right? This is when I caught my 15-year prison sentence. The judge looked me in the eyes and he said, "You're a drug dealer, you're a scum to community, and you're a cancer on society."
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at him in the eyes, and I'm just like flabbergasted because I never saw myself like that.
Mm-hmm.
I always just saw myself as, somebody just doing what I have to do because I wasn't really given the resources to learn any other skill set. You get me? It was either, they pushed me to the streets. You teachers did. I hope y'all know that. The community failed me, just like they failed a shitload of other people.
Yeah.
Right? I don't got enough fingers on my hands to tell you how many friends I got locked up, how many friends are dead, and how many friends are working dead-end jobs that they fucking hate. Is that the point of a teacher? A teacher's supposed to inspire you, supposed to push you, supposed to show you that you could become better. Instead, these teachers are failing everybody because of lack of empathy.
Yeah.
You don't put yourselves in the child's shoes. They just say, "Well, buckle up and then get things done."
Yeah, and it's like I feel like it's always just because they hate where they're at, they feel like they should bring the other kids' dreams down, And it's like that's some fucked up shit they shouldn't even be doing.
They just instill that you should work a 8-hour job, right?
Yeah.
Like they don't even take the time to get to know you, to see what you really love. Like, it wouldn't have taken a rocket scientist to know that, Kevin loves video editing. We should get him in a video editing class. Not one. Silent as a fucking cockroach, right?
Yeah.
And they would talk about some bullshit. Well, what do you want to do when you grow up?
Right.
Are you so stupid? Are you so blind? You get me? This is the type of kids that you're creating.
Yeah.
The teachers are creating these students because of lack of actual communication, empathy, and instead of actually working with the child, they'd rather just, he's just stupid.
They're fucking dream killers. That's what they are.
And it's true. That's what it is.
Because, look, let me tell you, that just reminds me, too. Like, my senior year in high school, I remember how, junior year in high school and senior year, they're always on your ass, counselors or teachers and stuff, about, oh, you need to go into this college, or what do you want to do? This and that. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I want to draw stuff, Yeah. I'm a drawer, I'm an artist, I'm a creator,
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, what about doing hair? What about being a nurse?
Some bullshit.
And it's like, did you not fucking hear me?
They have it all fucked up. You get me?
Yeah.
And this is what I say. If you're not academically gifted, you're more than likely creatively gifted, or in something else. You have a knack for something else.
Yeah.
But instead of just, I'm watering that garden, they just throw you in somewhere that you don't even belong. You get me? They don't actually pay attention to what you should be doing and want to be doing. Right. Yeah. Because rather than cultivating the talent that they have, because the city of Lexington and the state of Nebraska in a whole has some of the most creative, talented individuals that I have ever met or seen. You get me?
Oh, yeah.
The thing is, they're at an early age, since this isn't New York, since this isn't LA, since this isn't a huge fucking open-minded state, right? It's a hard-working state. Here in Nebraska, it's you gotta go to work, bust your ass, get your money, and drink your beer.
Yeah.
Right? So the teachers had that same thought instilled in their heads. So that's why they kept doing it to me as well. They're just repeating this cycle of negativity, this cycle of killing creative people.
Yeah.
This is what I think. Rather than try to kill those creative dreams, rather than push them forward, Nebraska is like if you see a little potential, they see it like a weed. They stomp on it, and then they yank it out, and then they say, well, you should go get a factory job. They pay good money.
Yeah.
And that's what they're good for, right? They're good, hard-working motherfuckers. But when it comes to creativeness, 0%.
Then they consider those people dumb. Like, oh, you're dumb. And it's like,
yeah. And who spends the most time with the kids, right? Here's another thing. Who spends more
That's
time with the
true.
kids, the teachers or your parents? When my parents would come home, they'd be tired from busting their ass at work, right? A factory job. So they didn't have time to be teaching me anything. They didn't have time to be helping me with homework. They didn't have time to be actually pushing me to do anything, right? So instead, I'm being taught shit, I don't even care to repeat. You get me? I'm being taught bullshit rather than like watering this fucking garden. You get me? The teachers are so, like, well, it's the student. They don't like looking themselves in the mirror and realizing, no, you're the one who's the problem. Okay?
yeah.
You're the adult here. You're the one that should be doing an extra effort to try to reach the child, right? And it all starts from when you're young, right? If I would have had like a mentor, if I would have had somebody to push me or lead me in the right direction, I would not have been facing that 15-year prison sentence. You get me? I know this for a fact. I was just calling out for help. I was just simply calling out for help because I could never work an 8-hour like job for the rest of my life. That was never gonna be in the books. So what ended up happening is, since nobody wanted to help me, I ended up helping myself, and then I ended up helping myself in the wrong way because it was the easier way to fast money. But it's not the actual fulfilling life that I wanted to do. It was just money in my pocket. And then yeah. So after that judge, called me the scum of the earth and whatever, cancer to society. I still look. I think back and I keep looking. I remember his eyes. It's weird when you have somebody calling you that and you can't say nothing back. He's just on that podium all the way up there. You have to take it.
But look, but
the
also,
lawyer has his hands on my shoulder, telling me not to say. He's just like, just take it.
Yeah.
Just take it.
But like, I feel like, did you feel like it really like it bothered you, or no? Because I feel like if some stranger person that I don't know would tell me shit like that, I'd feel like
it's not just a stranger. It's the fucking person who's holding your life in his hands.
Oh, that's true then.
He's the one that's in control. I can't say anything because if I say anything, he's like, oh, what? Let's add 20 years. How about that? You get me? It's not just a regular person.
No, but look, I'm saying like, did you feel like that hurt you?
I'm telling you, that shit affected me because I never seen myself like that. But now when he said that, like, I'm like, that's how they think of me? That's what they see me as? You get me? I've always thought of myself as a fun, outgoing, crazy, like, guy. But, like, not, like, bad, not negative. I've never been negative. I've always been happy, positive. But when he told me that I was a drug dealer, scum of the community, and a cancer to society, you know how hard that is? I think I was 21 at the time, 21 or 22. I'm just barely able to drink, and I'm the worst. You get me? Like, he's saying I'm the worst. I'm the same as murderers. I'm the same as people who kidnap. I'm the same level in his eyes. And I never once thought of myself like that. I was just making money, easy. It's just flour. Just here you go. So, but in his eyes, I am the worst. So, that took 3.5 years of my life to beat that prison sentence, which I ended up doing. Right? Where's my applause here?
Yeah.
Right. This is what I was saying last time. Shut up. I am on borrowed time. This is how I see my life right now. Right now, I should be locked up behind bars. Since I'm not, I'm doing what I would be wanting to do behind bars. This is what I would be wanting to do. I told you I've always loved video editing. That fucking bug never left me. So after I beat my case, right, I was left in a predicament because all I knew, because I was slanging for like a damn near decade. You get me? So that's all I knew. Since I got out of high school, I started selling right away. All the way to like, and that was me like at 17. I was 17. So the streets is all I knew. I beat the case and I'm confused because I'm like, well, I'm not going to go back to that. I already know where that road leads. And then the other one is, what do you do? Who are you? What? It was just, I was just thrown out into society, right? I just this huge thing I just beat, right? 15 years I would have been gone. I beat it. So now I'm left in this predicament where I'm like, well, what am I gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
You get me? What am I gonna do? I was lost. And then I started thinking, well, what do you like to do, Kevin?
Yeah.
And then that's when I really started like getting into like the Joe Rogan experience. That's when I started getting it to know his homies. That's when I like really was like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, after that, what really pushed it after that, I was working a dead-end job for those 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
What really pushed it was I quit my factory job. I hated it. You get me? Because I hate it. I killed all the creative juices. I had nothing left in me. All factory jobs are good for is killing dreams, right? So that was completely dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, fuck this shit. The straw that broke... yeah, no estoy moviendo tanto. The thing the straw that broke the camel's back
Yeah.
was waking up that morning and finding out my little cousin died, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that made me, she was just a young college student, right?
Yeah.
R.I.P. Jessica. So I woke up that morning and remember, I was devastated. I was crying. I was like completely dead. And I was in bad standings with my factory job because all they were doing is telling me how bad of a person I am, how you're not working hard enough. You have to be here later. And I was complaining because we didn't have any weekends off.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have any weekends off for about 8 months. Not one. It was Monday through Sunday, 10-hour days, right?
Yeah.
That after working that much, you start getting, really in a negative headspace. I woke up that morning and I said, I ain't going back. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that job. And then that was like the push I needed to actually get me going to where I needed to be.
Yeah.
Because I was so fed up with that factory life. I was so fed up with all the negativity of the people around me. I was so like, this isn't what I wanted to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't beat this case so I could be working this dead-end job. So I ordered a microphone.
Yeah.
I ordered one plug-in microphone so I could connect it to my iPhone. I accidentally ordered two.
Yeah.
Right? That was the fucking universe intervening right there. And it was like, hey, buddy, you're going to need two, right? You're going to have another person on your podcast. So I accidentally ordered two microphones. And that's how I got my travel mics now. But those were the original ones. And that's what started me off on this podcast journey. But hold up. That's what started me off on this podcast journey, right?
Yeah.
Those little microphones. And just me, if you go back to like the original videos, you'll see number one is just me and Maria. The first video I ever made was me and Maria.
Yeah, always together.
About the fucking, my old school dog Tommy, right? Go back and listen to that one. It's a good one. But that's what started it off.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember how we were like trying to get like the setup. The setup was always so crazy. Like it was just over here, over there.
There was no actual place for the podcast. But let's not go. Let me keep going here. So after that, I was like, I started like 2020 happened. All right, let's speed it up a little bit. 2020 happened. And that entire year was a waste. Mm-hmm. It was just filled of anxiety, fear, and just negative place. I was just watching the news. The body counts are rising. Yeah. People are dying, right? I was terrified. I was watching the news like every 5 minutes. I would not stop because I was so scared. And I let that negativity seep into my mind. And again, I started going to that negative place as if I were working at that factory again. Mm-hmm. And then I caught myself like, yo, you're going back into that negative space. You have got to stop. Yeah. So towards the end of 2020, right, a couple of weeks before 2020 ended, it was like late December. Mm-hmm. I made it a point, Kevin, you are not gonna keep going down this fucking road. You're gonna do something about it. So like 2 weeks before the end of 2020, I wanted to make sure I started off on the right foot. So I really moved up my podcasting levels. Mm-hmm. I started making more videos, more serious videos, more just like quality, right?
More structured.
More structure. All of this was starting to get created. It started off really small, right? I had one microphone. I got an iPad. I got a Zoom. Slowly, I started getting real serious about it. Up until what you see now. I made it a point that I am not gonna go back to that fucking thinking and lifestyle, which just goes back to why am I so happy and free? Because I was torn down from everybody, from middle school to high school, all the way to college. Even to the streets, I got caught up. Everything, my whole life up until 2-3 years ago was just like a crazy, fucked up, not knowing who I was, just completely, like, it was just crazy. And now, like, I had to build myself up. I was, like I said, I just beat the case, so I was completely lost. And from there, I had to rebuild myself, because I was not gonna go back to that OG Kevin who slangs and is crazy like that. I learned my lesson, so I had to build who you see, right? I had to instill confidence in myself. I had to make a valiant effort to put belief in myself, right? I had to believe in myself because no one ever believed in me. Not no teacher, not no parent, not no nobody. Everybody just would call me a failure. They'd call me stupid because I wasn't good at math, because I wasn't good at learning shit. But I was always a creative child, so I had to get all those voices out of my head. And I had to put belief in myself because nobody believed in me. So the one person that would believe in me is me. So I would look myself in the eyes in the mirror and I would say, you can do it. You can do it. You get me? Eventually, those whimpering words, you can't do it. Yeah, you can do it. Went from, you could fucking do it.
Yeah.
You could fucking do it. And then I started believing the tea that I was drinking. And I was like, I can do this. Boom, I started getting more equipment. I got another microphone. I got a stand. Boom, boom. I started believing in myself even more. And then, like, the person that you see before you here is not the original Kevin that many of you guys probably think you know, right? You guys probably think, oh, that's just Kevin. No, this is not just Kevin. This is version fucking like 5.0. You get me? I've gone through so many versions because this is not the version that you once knew. Though I don't even think the same way I used to think. I've come so far from where I was, from thinking I was, I didn't have any confidence in myself. I didn't have any belief in myself. I didn't have anything, to now being able to speak openly, to now being able to freely express my thoughts and opinions, to just having guests over to be able to have long conversations. It all started from me believing in me, which is why which brings us back, right? Repeating, why are you so happy and free? I made an effort to be happy and free. I had to put it in my head. You are happy and free. You can do it. That's why I tell everybody, if you believe in you, I believe in you.
Yeah.
Because nobody is ever going to believe in you like you will. I'm not a gambling man, but the one person I will gamble on is myself. Because the only way I'll fail is if I choose to fail. So that's why this podcast isn't, just, oh, look at Kevin. He's like, this podcast is to put a spotlight on the already great and talented individuals that Nebraska has.
Yeah.
Why do you need to leave Nebraska in order to fucking make it? Why don't instead these teachers, these adults, these actual people cultivating the youth, why not they change their mindset? And why don't they actually get educated and start pushing the students to be creative? Why don't they start pushing and actually make an effort to get to know who these kids are, rather than just a fucking Mexican who's going to be working at a factory?
Yeah.
It starts from there. That's why I'm so harsh on teachers, right? You're like, well, there's good teachers, and there's good cops. Listen, I'm only speaking on my personal experience. I ain't never met a good teacher. I ain't never met a good cop. All these motherfuckers just hurt me. They never helped me. So if your experience, you've met good teachers. If your experience, you've met great cops, congratulations. I could only speak on my experience. I ain't never met one, okay? I'm done repeating this bullshit that you guys always got me to say. No, well, there is good teachers. Well, once I fucking meet one, I'll say it. I haven't met one, so why the fuck am I going to say it? You fucking teachers need to level up, you get me? This is coming from your own fucking student. You get me? I'm tired of seeing my homies locked up. I'm tired of seeing them dead. I'm tired of them fucking working dead-end jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Get to fucking work.
Especially just if you just know that person, seeing them, your homeboys, homegirls and everything, you see that they got potential, and it's like
that's what I'm saying.
Man, they just gotta believe in themselves. It's like you could do it.
That's why I'm saying there is so much untapped potential here. This podcast is not going to grow unless the community decides it's going to grow. This podcast is not about me. It's about we, right? I want the best. I want people who are actively pursuing their dream, who are actively goal-oriented, who are hungry. I want hungry motherfuckers on this podcast. This podcast is to spotlight the already great and talented people of this community. This podcast is simply an outlet. It's an antenna for you to spread what I want people to come in here and spread the positivity, to spread the goals, to show other, younger generations. Since these fucking teachers ain't doing it, I got to do it myself, to show these young kids that you can be whatever the fuck you want. Don't let these teachers, don't let these adults, don't let nobody tell you that you can't fucking do what you want. If you want to be an artist, start drawing. If you want to be a rapper, start rapping. If you want to be anything in the creative world, start fucking doing it and stop listening
constantly.
To people.
Always do it. Repetition. Constant. Practice. Fucking practice.
And this is why I want nothing but the best. Most just hungry people. Because I know there are a bunch of people who are just scared to speak up their mind, who are scared to actually just, accept that they are creative, that they are not happy living with just getting money every week, getting a paycheck, getting drunk, and then calling it a fucking weekend. There are, I bet you thousands, if not millions, of people just in the state of Nebraska who have goals, who have ambitions, who are hungry, but just don't have that actual, that camera, that spotlight, that microphone to actually share. This is what I'm trying to build here. Because the road of an ambitious person is a very, very lonely road. Because very rarely do we ever meet other ambitious people. We're usually fucking surrounded by negativity, surrounded by people who are saying, why would you do that? You can't do that. Or are surrounded by people who don't believe in themselves first and foremost, so they try to, push that narrative that you can't do it either. This podcast is simply an antenna for all you what was I saying? Ambitious motherfuckers that are hungry, that want more, that believe they could do it, that believe in themselves, that have gone through all the fucking trials and tribulations life has thrown at them, and they're still dust themselves up. All right, let's keep it moving. Mm-hmm. That's what this podcast is about. It's about making a community of ambitious people. I want to attract nothing but ambitious, great individuals. You don't have to leave the state of Nebraska to fucking find talent. I see talent all around. I see talent every day I wake up. There are talented people. It's time for people to start believing in themselves. If you don't believe in yourself, no one's going to fucking believe you. Believe in you. I'm telling you. You have to find it yourself. As soon as you start finding it and accept that you are great, the ball's going to start getting rolling. The ball's going to start rolling. You just got to go with it. But, that's why I'm so happy and free. I made an active choice to become who I am today. I've made an active choice to do this. I was a little scared at first. You get me? Shout out to Lee Sayat. He really helped me come out of my shell. He really helped me with all this, right? The entire audio setup, the actual podcast, everything. He plays himself down too. But Lee Sayat is huge, right? Go follow him on Twitter or Instagram. Follow his podcast. what was I thinking on all your fucking podcasts? I love his podcast, right? I love Lee Sayat. He's been the only motherfucker that's ever helped a Mexican. You get me? He helps me with audio issues. He helps me with podcasts advice. He helps me so much. The reason this podcast is where it is firstly because of me, and secondly because he fine tunes what I already am doing. Right? He's just like he tells me. He's like, you're doing all the work, Kevin. I'm just fine tuning what's already there, and that's literally what I've been searching for since I was a youngin'. A mentor, someone to look up to, someone that helped guide me to where I want to be. 27 years. It took me 27 fucking years to finally find somebody that's willing to help a Mexican. And I'm telling you guys, you don't need to wait 27 years. If you need help and you have something to say, I'm right here. Fucking message me. I will help you. I believe in you. I believe in this community. And I believe that the fucking state of Nebraska has so much untapped potential that is not even funny. And I believe you fucking dream killers need to stop. Fucking put some inspiration in the young kids. Don't tell them they can't. Tell them they can. But why am I so happy? Because I choose to be. And on that note, all right, I didn't want to be, so crazy. Why are you like, wait, let me tell one joke right here real quick. Why did the chicken cross the road?
'Cause you wanted to get roasted.
She wanted some pussy.
Oh.
But listen, guys, I don't want to leave you guys. This is a little, I want you guys to be motivated.
Look, I ain't gonna lie. Your speech and everything, beautiful. It even made me want to fucking get up from here and start doing my shit again. Start drawing again some more. Just keep drawing more. So
another untapped potential. I'm telling you, I believe. Everything I was saying in the beginning is true. You have fucking a lot of talent. A lot of people here do. Vipa has a lot of talent. A lot of talent. Malcolm has a lot of talent. Maria has a lot of talent. You just gotta attract talented people, right? You gotta surround yourself with ambitious people.
Yeah,
and
motivate each other.
And that's what I'm trying to build. If you are an ambitious person, if you are hungry, message me. I want you on my fucking podcast. I want you to share why you're still fucking hungry, where you're trying to go, what you're trying to do. This is simply an antenna for the rest of the fucking community to hear, get inspired, and start doing their own fucking thing. Because obviously these adults ain't helping you. So fucking start helping yourself. And I'm helping you motherfuckers. But listen, we're gonna thank you guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys for being here. To all the new followers, to all the new subscribers, to everyone, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. You get me? I love seeing those numbers. Those numbers are amazing. Speaking of numbers, y'all motherfuckers better start subscribing. Right? 87% of you motherfuckers ain't subscribed, but you watch my video.
That's how it always is.
Shit. But listen, I'm gonna end this podcast on another podcast, right? The following podcast you're gonna hear was recorded a couple weeks ago, but we had audio issues. So enjoy the 20 minutes, right? I think there's a story of me getting a massage and some other story I told, but you'll just have to hear it. But yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys on a happy note, right? Right? Kevin G's a happy man. I'm happy.
He's a little gay man.
That's when we're in pink. I'm happy.
Yeah, happy
and free. Shout out to Vipot, right? You really had me thinking this weekend, and that's why I am who I am. Enjoy this fucking podcast, guys. The one that's coming up. We'll see you guys next week. Later.
Peace.
The wondering mind.
Bah. What the fuck is up, everyone? It's your boy, Kevin motherfucking G. Welcome back to not the program. I hate when I say program. It's not a program. The podcast, shall I say. Welcome back. It's been good having you here. Okay? Hold on.
You're talking to me?
Hold on. Let me change it. I'm going to fix the levels a little bit. I got a crack. Oh. The only podcast that allows you to see behind the scenes access with your boy, Kevin motherfucking G. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you. You guys have been kind to me. And that's our show. Later, everybody. Welcome back. Of course, we got our tea. We need our tea. It is what comes inside of me, and I come outside of you. We got a great show. Of course, I got
What about me?
Oh, my bad.
And your girl, Marie G. Loops. You know what to do.
You know,
Shit.
I'm trying to be a host here, you know. My excuse me, Marie. How are you doing? Excuse me.
You
I
know
didn't mean
what?
to be rude.
I don't want to talk anymore.
Hey, it's our homegirl. Good thing we're not on a podcast, right? Oh, that's so hot.
The steam?
Yeah. Listen, if you guys aren't drinking a little bit of tea with us, it's tea time, guys. Take a little tea break. Come on. Listen, today marks the first ever. Okay, this is what I'm calling it. Wondering Mind Wednesdays, right? Every Wednesday you will be able to access one of these brand new spectacular videos every week. Just one. They're like a chocolate, right? You don't want too much of them because an overabundance of Kevin G might leave you with a bellyache. Wouldn't you agree, Marie?
Yeah.
You've had a mouthful of Kevin.
No.
Fire. Put it on the board, ladies and gentlemen. First joke is in. Boom, baby. What's up?
I don't appreciate it.
You better fire back. Just like I fired on you last night. That wasn't that good. I went fast. I was trying.
You make no sense.
You know,
you're trying to be cool, but you're not.
Sometimes you strike gold once, so you put the pickaxe to the same gravel, and it doesn't happen again. Look, what I tell you, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, don't fucking kick him.
Look at him. He just pulled the choir. Every time.
Choir?
Every time we start the podcast.
You just said the choir.
Yeah. We have a choir underneath of there.
And you'll be trying to kick the cat out of here.
I'm going to kick the cat,
I'll fucking
period.
kick you first.
And today's domestic violence abuse charge is brought to you by the Wondering Mind podcast. Where
your mother sleeps.
The mind wanders. Okay, let's just get into a couple of these show notes. Do you have anything you want to start off by saying, Maria? Maybe you have some riveting news. Anything? A new anal hair grew?
No, those happen every day, you know.
Your tooth fell out? The tooth fairy didn't come by?
No.
You cried a little bit because it was your last cracked tooth?
Yeah, you know, I was a little sad. No, I don't. Go on. Do your thing.
This pause brought to you by Maria Silence. Silence. Is it in you?
It's inside of you, though, for sure. Ooh.
No, Maria is in the board. We are on the board. 1-1. Maria is here and queer. She is not here to play.
Get used to it.
All right, I'm going to start off with the first one, right? Let's start off with the good light one. This happened back in 2017, I would say. This is a recent one, right, ladies and germs? This is a recent one. Okay. This takes place back when I used to work at Walmart, you know? Back in the day when I was an associate, as we were called.
Was this like 3 years ago? 4?
Well, 2018, you do the math because I'm not good at it.
I don't want to do it either. You know I'm bad at it too.
So there I was, working a slave wage job.
Yeah.
I was a little sad because, you know, I was like, I don't want to be working here. So what do you do when you don't want to work at a job, Maria? What would you do?
You go to the restroom.
Oh my gosh.
Y te la jalas.
It's like you know me.
Yeah.
That's what I went to go do. Minus the jerking part. That probably happened later in the night. But I would take long breaks in the restroom because who's going to bother you while you're in the restroom? I'm wiping my ass, right?
Yeah.
So in order, you know, that's how you extend your breaks too, ladies and gentlemen. go take a shit. Make sure you get paid to poop.
Mm.
This little knowledge nugget brought to you by Maria's nose hairs. And there I was, sitting in the bathroom stall. But you know Kevin G doesn't go to any regular bathroom stalls. When you go to the restroom, which one do you go to?
I normally go to the one that's hiding, you know, the bathrooms that are like hidden.
So what do you say, the handicap stall?
That's what you mean? Like,
Yeah.
you made no sense. Like,
Which restroom would you go to? Obviously, there's a handicap stall and the regulars.
I thought you were talking about like where located at, you know, because you fucking make no sense. Where
Well,
how would I know it's a handicap?
aren't most handicap bathrooms all the way in the back, or?
How do you know it's a handicap? Is it the ones that are big?
Why is it a handicap? Because it says a big ass fucking wheelchair on the screen on the front of the door.
I never see no wheelchair on there. I just picture like.
I just go in there and take a shit.
I just think the bigger women, the fat women, go on there. You know.
I thought the chair means that you could sit in this shit.
Hey, I go in there all the time, so.
So there I was, right? The reason I go into the handicap stall is because that's where I know I'll get the most ample room. You get me? I'm a little claustrophobic. I get scared, you know, once I'm taking a mean shit, you know, the beads of sweat start to trickle down my forehead.
Yeah.
Like I can't just I feel like the walls are closing in on me. I start to breathe my own shit. You know, it's getting hot. I got to take my shirt off. The last night's Taco Bell is really kicking.
Are you in a porta potty or something?
No, I'm in a regular bathroom, right? The big cracks on the bathroom. Let me get some tea.
That's some good tea.
That's some good tea. It's honey ginger. The cracks in the bathroom door seem to get a little bit wider because that's one thing. Okay, that's a big reason why I also used the handicap stall. The huge ass cracks in the regular bathrooms.
Yeah,
It's like
true.
You might as well put a fucking mirror in those cracks because everyone is looking at you. Like
A mirror where? How? How does that work? Where? What do you mean?
Well, you gotta call me on my bullshit. It didn't make sense.
Because that is bullshit.
It didn't make sense. We were supposed to skip over it. We weren't supposed to hover back.
Well, you know me. Anyways, proceed.
Have you ever been taking a shit? Like, let's say there's a long line, and then there's people waiting in the stall in front of you, and there's a huge crack in the door, so they're watching you take a shit.
Yeah, I fucking hate those bitches. But hey, they like what they see, so I ain't mad.
How do you know they like what they see?
Because they fucking staring.
Well, what if they're just
They could easily look away. I see. Look at me doing. What am I doing?
looking away?
Yeah.
Wow, shit. I never heard of that. You're kind of a genius, ain't you?
Yeah. For a second, I thought it was like horses or something.
So you're distracting me from my story. So there I was, right? I just got done taking my 15-minute break, and I was like, yo, it's time for that extendo break. You know what I mean? So then this is what I do. I go into the restroom, and I'm like, I'm going to just chill out here for a little bit. You get me? My feet have been hurting a little bit. Here, go ahead. Go ahead. Get yourself some.
I thought you were going to pour me some.
It was, but you went ahead and started grabbing your dirty little hands on them.
Your dirty rat hands.
You like that?
And you always make sure to give me the freaking cup that's chipped, huh?
You broke it.
You.
So I was going to extend my bathroom break. I went into the restroom. And as I don't even, at this point, I don't even try to pretend like I'm looking like I'm taking shit. You know, when you're at your job or whatever, you want to make it seem like you're taking the shit. So you just take your pants off and you're just sitting there in your boxers. I wasn't even doing that. I was just sitting on the toilet with my pants on, full uniform, everything, just on my phone, scrolling the interwebs.
I thought you were going to sit there like with your pants off and your calzones down too.
No, that's what you do if you're really taking the shit. Who the fuck sits there not doing anything with their pants off?
What if they...
Just a little, I mean, you get me? That's a little bit too much commitment. I mean, I get you want to look like you're taking the shit, but
Yeah.
I just, take my pants off, put them around my again with my ankles again, with around my knees.
So you actually like take your pants off if you're just going to kill time in there?
Yeah.
I don't. I just sit down. Who the fuck is gonna look down at my pants with the ankles and stuff?
This is what I'm saying. I reached that point where I was like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. So I just started sitting there with my pants, everything on, and the unfortunate thing happened. Have you ever been this scared? I don't think you'll ever be this scared as I was, right? I was sitting there scrolling on my phone, probably on Facebook, when I hear the door open, and I'm like, oh, fuck, somebody's gonna come over here and wreck my fucking silence with farts.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh, they're gonna destroy the toilet, because that's all they do at Walmart bathrooms, fucking destroy toilets. So they start coming in, and then I don't hear any footsteps. You get me? There's no footsteps there, so I think that's a little weird. I'm like, huh, did somebody just open the door and see if it was empty? But then I hear a different sound, like some sort of squeaking. I'm like, what the fuck is that squeaking sound? So I start tripping out a little bit. I put my phone, I put it down. I turn it upside down. Like, what the fuck is that noise? And then on the bottom of the handicap door, I see a giant wheel and 2 dangling legs.
No way.
I was using the handicap stall, and this time there was actually a handicapped man that needed to use the restroom.
No way.
I don't know how embarrassed and like scared I was at the same time, because I'm just sitting there. I told you, not even trying, with my fully clothes, and he's like rolled his ass over there quickly. Looked like this dude his arms must have been like Popeyes. He just like banged on the fucking door. I guess he was trying to see if it was open. He was like, and then it shook. I was like, I got scared, because then I just see his feet just dangling there on his wheel. Then I'm like, fuck. I start to panic. So since I'm sitting there, my left leg is facing the door and my right leg is on the wall.
Yeah.
So I slowly start to lift my leg to make it seem like I only have one foot. So I start lifting.
Are you fucking serious?
I'm not going to get caught. You get me? At the same time, I'm extending my right leg behind the toilet seat to hide it, so you could just see my knee. I'm extending my left foot forward so you could only see my left foot. So I was just sitting in that handicap stall, like scared with one foot on, like so he could see. Look, I only got one leg. And
you're fully committed, huh?
And the other one is hidden on the side of the toilet bowl, so I'm leaning forward, and then I'm like, I see him roll away, and then I think he's gonna wait for me, and I'm like, is he gonna wait for me to crawl? No. I mean, to get out of the fucking bathroom? So I get even more scared. I'm like, how much am I gonna commit here? I'm like, am I gonna have to walk out with a peg leg? So, I hear the door open, and then I'm hoping he's leaving. I'm like, but I couldn't hear him enter in the first place, so I didn't hear anything. It was just silence. So I'm hearing, like, I got my ear to the door. I'm listening if I could hear a squeak, to let me know that he's still there. Just a little squeak, squeak. And then that's when I feel like he's gonna just wait to catch me. You get me? He's like that one dude from Cheaters. All right, we caught you over here. You're not really handicapped. So then I'm just sitting there. Silence.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I know. I think the coast is clear.
Did you look down? Like,
Yeah, the leg, I extended right back, so my both legs are in front of me now. Mm-hmm. I look under the doorway, under the stall doors.
Yeah, under all the stalls.
And I'm completely empty in there. So I immediately get up, burst through the doors, and switch stalls.
Really?
I went to the first one instead of the last one,
yeah.
Just in case, you get me? Just in case he rolled back in, it would make it look like I wasn't there. Uh-huh. So I just chilled on that first stall for another 2 minutes. I got up, washed my hands, and left.
Did you see anybody around that had...
I saw the handicap man later because I was stocking shelves, but he didn't know me.
Yeah, because he didn't see
But I saw him, damn. And that's all it took. So for those of you guys who think you'll never get caught using the handicap stall, I got caught. I got caught slipping, but not really.
Yeah. Because
your boy fucking made it through. What would you have done in that situation? You just see a pair of fucking Hot Wheels coming at you.
I would have, this might sound a little crazy, but...
Oh, crazier than what I did?
I would have crawled underneath.
You would have crawled on the bathroom floor?
Yeah.
Gross.
Hey, you fucking faked the peg leg.
But
Still.
it doesn't make sense. They're going to be watching you crawl on the bathroom
no,
floor.
he's not going to see.
Why wouldn't he see?
Because he's on the fucking chair.
Do you know how bathroom stalls work? There's a huge gap on the floor. You're going to be like, he's not seeing me.
But in my head, okay, it works out just fine.
In your head, but in reality, you're going to be fucking rolling in piss, and the guy's going to be like, what the fuck? This lady really is handicapped. It works perfectly. Yeah, he'll think that you are handicapped if you're rolling on the bathroom floor.
He'll think I'm crazy, too.
Yeah, you're smart. You're smart. You know that? Here I was thinking a complete different thing. I'm like, Maria, what kind of plan is this? But the whole time, you already have an ace in your pocket. You're like, motherfucker, are you hearing what I'm saying? I'm going to roll on piss. That's going to confuse Mr. Handicap over here. He's going to be like, whoa, he's one of us.
Hell no.
But the ones that should be in the loony bin.
Uh-huh.
This pro tip brought to you by Maria. All right, keep it down. Jesus, she's not that funny. Were you sniffing your fucking tea?
Yeah.
All right, that was just a little tidbit to get your nipples hard, right? Now that your nipples are hard, let's get into a little bit of a more sexual story. All right, Maria. Let me serve you up a nice cup of tea before I tell you this one, because
tell me.
You're going to be in for a treat here, all right? Dirty Marie.
You dirty Kevin sausage lips.
Have you ever been to a massage parlor?
Nope.
Well, baby, are you in for a surprise? This one is about my first time going to a masseuse, an Asian massage, a massage parlor, a place where they rub your sore muscles, and a little something else if you're willing to pay the price. I like those worried eyes. Look at her. She looked at me all scared and concerned. That's how you know she's ready. She's going to be interested in this story. She's like, who touched you, huh? Whose Asian hands touched you?
I hope they did.
All right, listen.
They touched by an angel.
This is the first time I've gone to a masseuse, all right? Now, like many of you, right, it's a little scary. Wouldn't you say it's a little scary to go get a massage?
Yeah. But depends if it's a boy or a girl, you know.
I would say it's a lot.
Would you get scared if it was like a girl or a dude doing it? Like the massage?
Well, why don't you let me get in the story and then you could find out. Sausage lips.
You sausage lips.
So there I was. My first time getting a massage, right? I went to a local spot. Nothing too crazy, right? I was in the 308, a.k.a. Mexington. Getting a massage. I pull up in the doors, right? There's this older lady. This una chinita bien viejita. She's just like, oh, hello. Are you here for a massage?
They're so adorbs.
Yeah, this one looked like a fucking wrinkly peach, but she was okay. Are you here for the massage? I was like, yeah, I'm here for the massage. I was about to let it be known that this was my first time at a massage. Rookie mistake number 1.
Why? You never let them know?
You never let them know, because then that's how they hustle you out of cash. They'll be like, oh, your first time at massage.
Then they'll...
The cover massage, $25.
That's not bad.
The fingertip massage, $35.
That's okay. Put it in my butt. I'll give you $10 more.
I look at you.
Just kidding.
$45.
Yeah, hurry up.
You don't like my Asian voice?
Go on.
So there I was. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm here for a massage. And then I'm like, damn, is this old lady going to feel me up? She looks a little too happy, right? She had her little Asian quirk to her. She was like, She leads me to the back, right? If you ever go to a massage parlor or whatever, they always have dimly lit lights. Like,
what's supposed to make you feel...
Yeah, the ambiance was nice, right? You got a little bit of that nature mixed with music in the background. Just, little birds in the back, a little... And then I get led into this dark room with only one table like for you to lay on, and I have a fucking hole for my face. And then I see this young chinita approach me, right? She wasn't there before, but she comes,
It was a young chinita.
hello. And then I'm like, hello, how you doing? And then she's like, take off of your clothes. And then I'm a little scared.
Why your eyes look more lower than they should be?
More lower, I wonder
Huh?
why. It's because, it's that Chinese smoke. And then I'm like, okay, you get me? I'm a little nervous. I'm still in my streetwear, about to get a massage. You get me? I thought it was just going to be a quick little back massage. And then I stripped down to my boxers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just standing there with my boxers and my socks. And then here comes little Chinita. She comes back and she's like, she looks like she's a little offended, like she's like I didn't do something right. She's like, oh no, take off all your clothes. And then I was like, huh? She's like, yes, all of your clothes. Take off your clothes. And then I got scared. I'm like, oh shit. Nobody told me I was gonna be fully naked in this massage. So who am I to oppose a little Chinese lady though? So her request is my wish. I mean, her wish is my command, right? Something like that. I take off my clothes. I got a little white towel on to make me feel secure. I lay down, face down on,
Ass up.
yeah, face down, ass up on that little massage bed. I put my face through the hole. And then, I'm just sitting there with my elbow standing on my elbow, seeing what's going to happen. You get me? Make sure nobody comes up with a dildo or anything about to stroke my asshole. And then she comes, and then she begins to massage my back.
Yeah.
And then these little hands could really work. Her little Asian hands were going like, she was doing Tai Chi and all kinds of fucking jujitsu on my spine. Like, I've never felt better than when that Chinese lady put some fucking, like, I feel like she needed more strength, though. I feel like maybe a dude masseuse would do way better.
That's what I want.
Non-sexist, you get me? But, I need a dude massage to put, like, his grunt, when he's on my back, just, you like that, Kevin? Yeah, I'm gonna pop your back.
I want somebody to, like, step on my back.
I want somebody to fuck my ass. Oh, huh? Something about pop your back?
Anyways. So, what were we saying again?
So there I was, getting a massage from little old lady. Okay? Her hands caressing my lower back, right? And then when she got to my lower back, she did something I didn't see coming.
She took off your towel.
The towel that was covering my anus was suddenly lowered to
Your booty
expose
cheeks?
my hairy ass. So
Damn.
this little poor old lady is staring at my hairy ass. And then she begins to massage my glutes. My ass. She is massaging my ass cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to lie, Maria. It felt real good.
How'd she do it? Like, with her full palm, palm on there?
She
Like
was
that?
Palm, yes. And then, like,
Pero, like,
the
was
palm and then
it-
stretching it forward.
Oh.
Going up.
Like if you were like a silly putty,
I felt bad for her because I'm like, she is totally gaping at my asshole right now, right? As she's lifting my cheeks, she's probably spreading my hairy asshole. And she's like, ooh, I wipe very good. I know
You probably had little pieces of toilet paper in your
I probably
ass.
had toilet paper, fucking strings, and silly putty in there, man. Shit is crazy. And then I'm like, it feels good, right? She's like, oh, you like that, Kevin, very much. And then I'm like, yeah. And then after she's done with my ass massage, I'm scared. This is where I start to sweat. I'm like, she finished my upper back, my shoulders, lower back, and now my glutes.
Gulp.
Is this where she turns me around and finishes me off? Right?
Yeah.
I get a little scared. But it's not that kind of a massage parlor. So
Good
she's like, you want me to do your legs?
Mm-hmm.
So she does my calves instead. And oh my goodness, you don't know what pain is until you are getting your calves
I
massaged.
bet. Were you cramping up?
Is because the reason I went to the massage parlor is because I got done doing legs and they were so fucking sore for the past 2 days. I couldn't stand it. But then imagine having sore calves and then some Asian lady massaging them with like
Were you like that?
Yeah,
And
I was
she
clenching my
laughing
fist.
at you?
No, I don't think she was laughing. She was just she was in the back fucking giggling. But after I was done, I felt so good. I felt like a brand new man. I was like, oh wow. And then when I go pay, these Asians, man, these Asians are all about their cash. And then they're like, all right, it's so and so money. And then like, how much you want to tip? A tip?
Yo, for real. I remember one time I got my nails done, and right away, they were like, yeah, it's this much. And they're like, and tip, And then I'm like,
tip of this dick.
But then they kept asking for it. I'm like, fuck, And then even when you give them a little bit, they're like, they ask you for a little bit more, and it's like, oh, motherfuckers.
That's exactly what happened because I was paying, and they're like, oh, tip, and then I'm like, okay, here's 5, and she's like, that's it, more, and then what? You telling me more? So I handed her a fucking 10, and then I was like, there you go.
Yo, respect though. They be hustling for real.
Yeah, I mean that's how you get your money though.
Yeah.
If she wouldn't have said it, I wouldn't have given it.
Exactly, that's true.
We hustling.
They be hustling.
They scheming.
They scheming on the low.
That's why the Chinese are gonna take over.
Simone,
Communist Russia is coming.
That's why I'm learning how to cook Asian food.
Du hast mich. How do you like that one, huh?
It's pretty good. You got some more tea in there?
That was a good massage story, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I need to go to the massage parlor and give myself a little story too,
I'll give you a massage. Don't worry, I got you. I got a couple rocks in the back.
What?
The wondering mind. The wondering mind. The wondering mind.
Where the mind wanders.